What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with another review for Love and Marriage Huntsville season. I believe this is 6, you guys. I could be wrong. I think this is season 6, reunion part 2. And before we go ahead and get into this reunion review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know that routine. You can do me the favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion part 2, shall we? Now, before I even just jump into the reunion, I will say that part 2 of the Huntsville reunion was far better than part 2 of the Bell Collective reunion. It was just a little bit of, I think we were some things I felt like we were rehashing that we had been put to bed, i.e. Melody and Martell, but he brought it up again, so it's neither here nor there, but we'll definitely get into it as we get to that point. Now, the reunion opened up where we last left off. And you guys remember we left off part 1 of the reunion with Letitia spilling the tea that Amin and Kiki have both had infidelities in their relationships. She even said that Kiki had paid for him to go on a date with the woman when they first got together. And that's where we picked up at, right? So Kiki says, okay, and what's your point? I was like, wait a minute, pump the brakes, slow it down, rewind that, fast forward, do that, slow that shit on down real quick. Did I not hear, and I was thinking, like, did I hear correctly, did Kiki admit that Letitia is right, that there were infidelities in her marriage? And she said yes. I was like, so why are you so fixated on Letitia's marriage? It's like, it doesn't make any sense to me. If you and your husband are both cheaters, why are you worried about Marceau being a cheater, right? Like, you got a lot of issues in your marriage that you need to work out, and you call Letitia a dummy and all this kind of stuff. It's just like, ma'am, she ain't no more dumber than you are. You stayed with your husband and cheated on him. He cheated on you. So as far as I'm concerned, you're the dumb one. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. So Letitia, remember, I just said that Letitia was saying that when it came down to it, that Kiki paid for the date for the other woman, right? Well, Kiki says she didn't necessarily pay for a date. What happened is, Amin asked her for some money, and he took another woman out on a date. And she popped up and did the cut the fool. I was like, wait a minute. He asked you for money, and he took another woman out on a date? Oh, hell no, we definitely wouldn't be together. But, and that's why I'm not understanding. It's like, Kiki, you are coming so hard at your cousin. You calling her stupid and all this kind of stuff. Do I think that Letitia is dumb? No, I think Letitia's a smart woman. I think that, she has a dialect issue where she says things but I think that just comes from where you're raised at, right? Because I'm country as well. And there are certain words that I say that you guys might be like, that ain't how you pronounce that word, right? But it's how it's pronounced where I'm from, right? So it doesn't make me stupid or unintelligent. It just means that where I'm from, we say things differently. And the case in point with Letitia, right? So Carlos asked Melody and Kimmy, do they think that Letitia is in denial? And both Mel and, Kimmy, like, Kim was like, Mel, you answer the question. Mel was like, Kimmy, you answer the question. Mel, Kimmy. So Kimmy ultimately said, no, I don't think that Letitia is in denial. And then so Carlos said, what do you think, Melody? And Melody kind of skirted around it, but she did answer the question. And it's what a lot of us have said when it comes to Marceau and Letitia. And even Kimmy kind of, hinted at it, right? It's the thing of there have been rumors about Marceau cheating since the inception of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Since it came out that Martell was cheating on Melody with Dolphin Mouth, and Martell saying the 20 women, it's been a speculation that Marceau has cheated for, and even when Martell's saying it, that Marceau has been cheating for years, right? So we've had that since season 1 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. We're on season 6 of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and there's been nothing from anyone. There's been no factual proof, nothing that's irrefutable. We had a back picture. We don't know if that was Marceau. Like, there's nothing that's been linked to say, oh yeah, Marceau was definitely cheating on Letitia. And I think that's what it is for Letitia. If Letitia's going to tear her family apart, she wants to have definitive proof that her husband is cheating on her. And up until now, no one has come out. I know people, like I said, people were saying back in season 1 that Marceau was cheating with Martell's cousin who was doing Melody's hair. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe that Letitia and Marceau went live with that woman. I think, is her name Alonda, you guys? I think that's her name. I know that they went live with that woman and she dispelled it. So again, it comes up every season. Oh, Marceau is cheating on her. Marceau is doing this. Marceau is cheating. Marceau is cheating. Marceau is cheating, but never is always hearsay. There's nothing factual about it. So no, do I think that Letitia is in denial? I don't think that Letitia is in denial. I think Letitia is choosing to believe her husband until proven otherwise. And is that a big deal? No, that's her marriage. If that's how she, and I actually have to say, I respect that. Like, I'm not going to destroy my marriage because of speculations, accusations, and hearsay. I'm going to destroy my marriage in Letitia's case, if my husband has stepped outside of our marriage, and that is a non-negotiable and a deal breaker for me. But she hasn't gotten any of that, so I don't understand it. So let's pause here and move forward, you guys. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about, so we talked about Kiki, and Kiki says she's clean. It is what it is. Even Carlos had to say the production has looked at Kiki and thought she's been a bit erratic. And when Kiki was sitting there saying that Letitia knows that ignoring her triggers her, I was like, why does that trigger you? If someone ignores you, do the same thing so if you're in a room with we've saw it. Because I'm about to say, so if you're in a room with somebody that you don't rock with and you don't fuck with, and they egging you on, you're going to continue to do it, but she's done it with Tiffany, so I'm not surprised. Like, Kiki, you have to grow up if things like that trigger you. Because if I'm in a room with somebody and they're ignoring me, and I've actually been in a room where people have ignored me, family has ignored me, right? They didn't talk to me, they didn't speak to me, and I said, you know what? If this is how it's gonna be, like I haven't done nothing to you, I've done nothing to you. I've said nothing about you. You're mad about somebody else that said something to you, and so I was like, you know what? If y'all want to ignore me, that's fine. I'm gonna go home and exit this situation. What Kiki should have done. So we talk about Kiki, and Letitia's asking. Carlos asked Letitia, does she think that she's back on drugs and all that kind of stuff? And Letitia says she is on drugs. She told me a year ago about, I guess, some drug dealer she met up with. She stole a man's money and paid for the drugs with the money that she stole from him. Kiki says that was years ago. Marceau says, nah, that was 2021. And Kiki said, you shut up. And I was like, Kiki at first tried to play like it wasn't true, but then she said it was years ago. I was like, so which one is it, Kiki? Is it not true, or did it happen years ago? Like, I think Kiki tripped herself up on some lies. What else happened? Because I didn't put all that stuff in my notes. They also talked about Marceau when he picked her up. I didn't understand that conversation. To be quite honest with you guys, I didn't understand it. The other thing we talked about was So you guys remember early, you remember guy in the season when Melody met up with Kiki. Oh, they talked about that's what I'm gonna talk about. They talked about Crime Stoppers, right? So Kiki was like, why would she steal a lot? And I was with Marceau. Like, I actually had to agree with Marceau because you guys do know that you can do this. So don't ask me. Actually, you guys can ask me how I know. I've never stolen from Walmart, but I do know like if you go to like if you get something from Walmart, this is I don't know if this happened at Walmart because I did this recently where I actually and didn't intentionally mean to destroy my receipt. Actually, the receipt flew out the car. I was so no, it didn't. What happened is I bought some underwear that when I bought them, they were those bikini briefs, and I was like, ugh, I don't wear these, and I thought they were boxer briefs when I bought them, right? And I opened them hoes up. I was like, I ain't wearing these motherfuckers. So what happened is I had threw the receipt away, and I was like, fuck. I threw the receipt away. So I took them back, and they gave me a gift card to get, they gave me a gift card with the refund on it. So what Marceau said is true. You can just all you got to do is go to some of these places, tell them I don't have my receipt, give them the item, they pull it up in the system and see how much it is and give you a gift card. You take their gift card, sell it to somebody, boom, you can go get you some drugs, right? And then they talked about Melody giving her the drug test. And when they gave her the drug test, I didn't catch that. I didn't catch it at that moment, but I'm glad Carlos caught it. Remember, when Melody couldn't read methamphetamines and barbiturates, when she can pronounce those two words, she also said methadone. And remember, Kiki has said this season she's taken methadone, and I was like, I forgot about that. So obviously, that drug test gave a false negative, because if Kiki's taking methadone, then it would have picked it up, and her drug test would have been positive, but it was negative. Mel said that she didn't take she went into the bathroom with her production went into the bathroom with Kiki, so it wasn't no foul play. So that means that that test was obviously a false negative. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Now she said, "Do I need to take a drug test?" I know Marceau said yes. I could have swore I heard Mighty Mouse, aka Maurice, say yes as well. They didn't think that. So I know Kimmy said that she didn't think with the the party, when she threw the drink in Tisha's face. She didn't think she came there. She wasn't looking for a moment. I think Maurice said he thought so. I don't remember. But let's pause here and move forward, you guys. Next up, you guys, we were joined by the Whitlows and the Fletchers. I'm gonna sum up the Whitlows real quick. Give me a second. The Whitlows. Let's wrap them up like in a tight nutshell. I'm happy that not Kiki. Tiffany is doing well with her postpartum. Carlos said that the door is open for her to come back to the show if she wants to come back to the show. Not Kimmy. Tiffany, ma'am, you're absolutely a Karen. Let's just keep it real with each other. You're a Karen. It ain't got nothing to do with that you are half black, half white. You're a Karen. Period. Point blank. Anybody can be a Karen. I mean, yes, during the pandemic we associated that with white people, but I think anybody can be a Karen. Marceau could be a Karen if he wanted to, but Tiffany, if the shoe fits, ma'am, wear it. Stop trying to use the fact that you are biracial when somebody calls you on your bullshit. I can't stand that about Tiffany. She gets on my fucking nerves right with that. Martell, you a motherfucking liar. So you was trying to say that you did not want to film Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't care who tell it, sir. You absolutely want to film that show. The way you got into it with Kenya and the things that you had to say about Todd and Candy, yes, sir, you absolutely wanted to film Real Housewives of Atlanta. Him and Sheree, they weren't, he's saying that they weren't really a couple or anything like that. I was like, I think we all knew that, but okay, let's keep going. But we'll pause here, you guys, and move forward. Now, you guys, this is the part of the reunion where I got annoyed. Martell. Martell. It's okay if you want to downplay that you want Mel back and that you want your relationship back with Mel. Everybody on the show knows it. Everybody who watches the show know that you would, if you could, get Melody back. You absolutely would try to get Melody back, right? Marcel. Now, normally I'd be like, Marcel, you doing the most, but in this particular situation, I was absolutely here for Marcel when he was like, when he said his wife, I was like, wait a minute, I was with Miss Nell. What wife? Then I thought about it. Dolphin mouth. So he feels like Martell is probably downplaying this because of Dolphin mouth. And Melody was very classy in her response when Carlos asked her how does she feel about her kids being around her. And Melody says she don't really have an issue with it, but she doesn't like the fact that she goes into protective mode because this is someone who talks negatively about their mother. And I was like, absolutely. If I ever saw that bitch around my kids with Martell, I'd call Martell on the phone and be like, Martell, bring me my kid. Oh, God. I know she probably can't do that because it'd be his week with the kids. My God. Oh, it ain't no way. There is no way that that woman would be around my children. I would go, ooh, God. I would go to that woman. I would go to his house. I know they would probably call the police on me, but I would go over to that house and beat that bitch's ass. I'm sorry. I would beat the brakes off that girl. Now, one thing I want to point out that Melody said, when she said that she used to whoop Martell's ass, I don't agree with that when it's a man beating a woman up, and I don't care. I agree with when it's a woman doing it to a man. I don't agree with it. Martell. Another thing with Martell, you never keep your lies straight because I thought it was at least 20 or 30 babysitters that Melody had. Melody said in the paperwork, you said 9. On this reunion stage right now, you're saying 11. How many people was it, Martell? Do you know? I think you were just you were doing everything you could to make Melody look like an unfit mother in this bullshit. So he got upset with Melody at one point because Melody said in the court documents that he said that the relationship with he and Sheree was just a business relationship. He was like, that's a lie, Mel. That's a lie. Child, when he got up and walked out with his hands down like this and that tight ass suit with them tight ass pants that looked like they were about to rip, I was like, Martell, you might want to go backstage and change your clothes too because them that suit, it was hugging your body. And it looked like if you took one wrong move, Splitsville for that suit. So he came back, but he didn't have no proof. I was like, so what is this proving? So, you guys, to wrap up the reunion, Miss Betty and Junior. Now, I don't know why Junior was on stage. I don't know why Junior was there, because Junior was not even a part of this season like that. So, I was thoroughly confused about that. I was kind of confused as to why Junior was on the stage. Now I know there are some people out there who like Junior and think Junior's handsome and they like to see Junior. So I'm not gonna argue about that. I know that, you guys. But for the sake of the reunion, I didn't get why he was there, and I damn sure didn't get why Miss Betty was there. Now we're gonna talk here and there about some things, right? So I do believe that Miss Betty came onto the reunion looking for a moment with Melody, right? I do believe that Miss Betty was absolutely looking for a moment, 100%. But also when it comes to Melody, let's subtract Melody from this equation. I'm gonna subtract her from this equation because I'm gonna subtract her, but I'm gonna add her in as well. So the little part that I'm gonna add in about Melody. When Melody was live tweeting about the show and whoever recorded her in her home, she definitely could have come out and said that she didn't believe that it was Stormy. I definitely agree with that. But at the same time, the things that happened with Stormy where people were calling, trying to get her products taken out of stores, y'all are delusional as fuck. Something is wrong with you people. There is seriously something wrong with you millimeters. I know, I think I have some millimeters on here. As long as you guys are sane, that's fine. I don't care. I don't give a fuck if you like Melody. I don't care if you dislike Melody. I don't feel no type of way about Melody. Am I a fan of Melodies? Not even. Not completely, right? I like Melody sometimes, but then there are times where it's like, Melody, you do things that I don't like, and this is one of those. I do wish that she would have went onto her platform and said, hey y'all coming at Stormy. Stormy ain't done nothing to me. And even say, hey, if there's anything going on between me and Stormy, it's between me and Stormy and not y'all. And for y'all to go and try to get this woman's products removed from stores, that is low as hell. And the other thing with the millimeters, some of y'all are grown ass, middle aged women who attack people for no fucking reason. Get a fucking life. Get off the couch, go outside, go do something with your life. Go play with your grandkids, go do something productive with your motherfucking lives. Because that is despicable that y'all really went that low. Like, y'all don't fucking know. Y'all don't know Melody. Y'all don't know that woman from a hole in the wall. Well, she don't know y'all from a hole in the wall. Y'all know her based off of what you see on this television screen. It is edited. They filmed this show probably films for 3 months, maybe 3 or 4 months. They condensed that into an hour show, actually a 45-minute show. Y'all don't know the true Melody Hope. Yes, she goes live, but y'all don't know what happens. Y'all don't know Melody's day to day without this television. Y'all don't know nothing about this woman. And for y'all to do, y'all did it to Destiny and y'all did it to Stormy, and it's despicable. It really is. It's just utterly disgusting. That's all I gotta say. Like I said, Miss Betty absolutely was looking for a moment. Let me know what you guys thought about that in the comment section below. You guys subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, and until the next time, stay safe. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.